a todos. Vamos a estar empezando en los próximos minutitos. We'll be starting in the next few minutes. So make sure you're online with us. Vamos a esperar unos minutitos más para que se vaya uniendo gente. Pensad que tenemos el apartado de comentarios de chat que podéis ir mandando cositas. Si tenéis alguna pregunta, alguna observación, lo podéis escribir ahí. We have the chat also here. I don't know if it's here or here. If you need to send us a question or perhaps you want to tell us something, you can do it there. So yeah, feel free to write us if you need it. We'll be starting in the next few minutes. So yeah, we'll be discovering these projects of the month, the selected projects of the call of May, sorry. Vamos a estar desvelando cuáles son los proyectos de Projects of the Month del mes de mayo, así que estad atentos. Son muy guays este mes también. Así que nada, unos poquitos segundos más y vamos a empezar. Espero que estéis todos muy bien. I hope you're doing very good. Feel free to write us where are you from right now. I'm in Madrid. It's very, very hot. So yeah, if you want to write that. Podéis escribir desde donde nos estáis viendo. Yo ahora mismo estoy en Madrid. Hay muchísimo calor, chicos. Pero bueno, lo conseguiremos. Vale, pues creo que los últimos segunditos y vamos a empezar. Just a few more seconds and then we'll start. Okay, so welcome everyone. I'm going to start this event first in English and then I'm going to go with the Spanish projects as usual. So I'm going to present myself first. My name is Marta Serran. I'm projects manager at Film Market Hub. And of course, as always, it is a pleasure to welcome you all to the presentation of the projects of the month of this month of May. This Project of the Month call is a new monthly call format dedicated exclusively to the full access subscribers of Film Market Hub. The objective of this initiative is to discover the best talents of our full access community and also to promote their projects. The selected projects will be invited to be part of our online market and will also be recommended via email to the entire international network of Film Market Hub companies. We remind you that to participate in the call of Projects of the Month, you only have to hire the annual full access subscription of Film Market Hub. During this year of the subscription, you will also enjoy many more advantages, such as unlimited registration of projects to all calls for pitching events and script contests, a 10% discount on our script analysis service, and also exclusive access to webinars and training docs. So enough of me. We're going to meet the projects of the month for this month of May. And we are starting with the winner of the Best Series Project in English. We're talking about MIDLIFE DRIVE-THRU. It is a United Kingdom project created and written by Leah Vogel and Iris May. Today with us we have Leah. Hi, Leah. Congratulations and welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Good to be here.
Hello, Leah. So we're going to be asking you some questions because we want to know more about this MIDLIFE DRIVE-THRU project you have. And the first question will be if you could tell us about you a little bit and your personal journey, how you got here.
Sure. Well, I was an editor in broadcast and documentary for quite a while. Just love storytelling, really. And started writing, started directing a little bit. Met someone called Iris May at London Screenwriters Festival a while back. We just clicked just like that and became best friends, started working together. And this thing came up, we were talking, I won't see my 30s again and neither will Iris. And we were just talking about that thing, you know, when the kids grow up and when you remember your job that you left back in your 20s, and you're like, what about me? You know, is that it? And we just thought, and there's no stories like this on TV. Anything for women 40 and even 50, acknowledging stuff like menopause and stuff like that, and empty nest, the whole thing. So we just got into writing about it, and it became Midlife Drive-Thru, which is a comedy. It's a little dark in places, but it's a comedy for sure. It's kind of like menopausal Sex and the City meets Two Broke Girls, that kind of thing.
Okay.
You were saying?
Yeah, like the second question would be if you could tell us more deeply about this project, about Midlife Drive-Thru. We would like to know what it is about. You gave us a little sneak peek right now, but if you could just tell us a bit more.
Okay, well, it's 30 minutes. It's a sitcom or 30-minute dramedy. So after a near-death experience, an aging party girl, Gemma, an invisible housewife, Steffi, and a reclusive nurse, Winona, they realize they've all ended up exactly where they didn't want to be. So they kind of make a pinky swear to start over and reopen a fading 50s diner as London's first vegan drive-thru. Which, you know, why wouldn't you when you're hitting 45?
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. That's the kind of idea of it. I could say a bit about the characters. Gemma, she's kind of aging party girl who just refuses to accept Father Time's beckoning claws. But she's also a bit of a lonely one. And as these three come together and bond, she starts taking life a bit more seriously and realizes there's more to life than just partying. So she ends up taking a kind of self-destructive teenager under her wing, helping her a bit. This is as well as working towards opening the diner. Steffi, she's like a frustrated mother of teens, very unappreciative teens. It's fair to say this is based on Iris's own life.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So Steffi, what does she do? She remembers how she did get an MBA when she was in her 20s before she had children. And she becomes the kind of manager of the diner. Winona, she's a hardworking nurse. She's a bit of a loner. She's a bit of a clean freak, bit self-obsessed. And the thing she's not done in her life is really live it, because she's 45 and she's still a virgin. So the other two kind of nudge her into doing something about that. So she does finally get to go on a date. Turns out Winona, quiet little mouse Winona, is a really good cook. So suddenly they've got everything. You've got the hostess with the mostest, the business brains, and a cook who can cook for England. So they get together and make it happen. The pilot is called Close to Death, but Closer to Champagne. And that's...
I love that.
That's what we made. Yeah.
That's great. And what is the current status of the project? What are you looking for? What do you need?
It's been to quite a few festivals. It's won a few screenwriting competitions here and in the States. There's been an option put on the table. We didn't sign it yet. We're talking to a lawyer. I don't know if that produces the right one for it. What we would like is to work with someone who, if they feel it is developing a bit more, great. If they want to go straight into casting and maybe shoot a low budget pilot, even better. But we want to get it made. You know, there's nothing about this that we've ever seen for our age group. And so we would just like something like this on TV, because it's not just me and Iris going through this. We're all going through this, or if we're not, we'll be. So that's kind of where we're at. It's available, and that's kind of people with. But you know, we're happy with notes. You know, we do table reads. We don't just write and assume. We get actors in. We do table reads. We listen. We learn, and then we rewrite and we keep doing it. And we really like making this stuff, but we would really like to see it on the telly. So that's the status. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, first of all, congratulations again. Thank you very much for coming here today, Leah, and for telling us a bit more about your project. I would also really like to see that on TV.
Oh, thank you.
sounds great, and it's true. That's not many projects that are the same or sound similar. So hopefully you can get that. Midlife Drive-Thru is actually now available on the Film Market Hub online marketplace. So I really hope you can connect with someone that helps you achieve that.
Thank you.
So thank you very much, Ehen.
Thanks for the opportunity. This has been great. Thank you, Marta.
Thank you. Thank you, Leah. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so now we're going to move on with the winner of the Best Feature Film Project in English. This is ACE. It's a US project written by Jacobo Fe. Hi, Jacobo.
Oh, thank you for having me here today.
Hi. Congratulations to you too. Welcome. Thank you for coming in here. I hope everything's fine. And just like I did with Leah, I'm going to ask you very simple 3 questions just so we can know more about ACE. Is that right? Is that correct?
Yes. All good.
Okay. So the first question is if you could tell us about yourself, what has been your personal journey and how you got here in Film Market Hub?
Well, so I'm a writer and also a professional model in Los Angeles. I'm originally from Spain, actually from Madrid, where you are based in right now. Yeah, and originally in Madrid, actually, I studied business administration and law with filmmaking as well. It was a double degree plus a minor. And I was always eager to explore different cultures. So I studied in Spain, India, Thailand, and finally the US, where I moved with a Fulbright scholarship and other institutions that also support me. And after that, I got an O1 visa, a work permit with a lot of hard work behind, honestly. So I've been here for 3 years in LA, and I always keep very close to me my Spanish roots, but I feel every day more integrated into the American culture. And honestly, I've been always into writing. My dream since I was a child, when I was 12, I was always saying that someday I will get an Oscar as a writer. I had it very clear. I'm not sure if I'll get it, but honestly, that goal always has moved. Most of the actions I've done along my life has been toward that direction. Actually, at the age of 19, I published a historical novel. It was my beginning. It's this big one. It's in Spanish, but yeah. And also at that age, my modeling career started, and I try to combine both. And that's a little bit about myself. And actually, that also could lead to how I started writing this project. That actually, thank you very much for selecting it as project of the month. That is when, during my university time in Madrid, I met one of the professors that I met. It was in economy, but he was also a history buff like me, because what I write mostly is historical fiction. And his name is Abelardo. I will send him the link after this. And he is the one who actually introduced me to the character of my screenplay that we can talk about later.
Yeah, please. Can you tell us more about ACE?
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much. So ACE basically is a historical recreation. It's a true story. So of course it has a cinematic tone and a dramatic way. The way it's written is dramatic in a movie way, but it's a true story based on the character, the figure of Douglas Bader. Not Vader. I know now it's Obi-Wan very trendy, but no, Douglas Bader with B. So he was a British pilot during Second World War. And he was the most promising cadet. We are talking about the late 20s, early 30s. He was the most promising pilot at the academy of flying in the Royal Air Forces in the UK. What happens is that he's in his 20s, and very like Top Gun now. That is also very. So he's like he's doing well with everything. He's a bit cocky. Has a lot of ego, and when he's showing off his skills, his flying skills, how good he is, suddenly, even out of service, he was showing off, just showing his tricks to impress some people. His plane, his aircraft crashes, and then both of his legs have to be cut off immediately, so he became legless. And his life, as you can see, completely changes. Actually, even the week before he had received a call by the national team of rugby in UK. So his life was brilliant at this point. He was flirting a lot, everybody liked him, he was kind of famous. But after his legs are out, his life completely changes. And at this point, something I really like about this character to make the movie is that we have a lot of movies that a person has an accident for any reason, something traumatic happened to them, and then they find passion in something different, in a different field. Like, for example, oh, now if this would be the classic Hollywood movie, then he discovered passion in painting, or he discovered somebody that he loves and his life still goes okay, but his original dream would be over. But no, what I really like about this character, and the reason I make the movie, well, I made the script, maybe someday the movie, is that this guy never surrendered in his pursuing his dream of flying again. So during 8 years, he was constantly knocking on the door of the Royal Air Forces saying, hey, I want to be a pilot. But the problem is that there was no regulations in the UK that allowed that a man without legs could fly again. And it was kind of ridiculous because surprisingly, even when he did the flying test, he was even better than normal pilots because since he didn't have legs, his bloodstream was shorter, so he could do more tricks without getting dizzy. So at this point, suddenly it comes Second World War. Probably he's one of the few British that got happy with that, because then UK needed any man who was ready to fight in the front. So then he's lucky enough that the one who was his mentor in the academy, now he was in the Ministry of Air, and he's the one who gave him a second chance, the chance of redemption. So he actually enters again into the academy, and he not only does okay, he does phenomenal, because he becomes a captain and he becomes an ace that gives title to the script. And when he becomes a flying ace, then eventually he is sat down in France, also in Saint-Omer, the same place where his father had died. So everything, honestly, even if it's a true story, everything fits like a real movie. And when he's crashed down, for example, there's a very epic scene that his legs get stuck in the cockpit of the airplane where he's going down. So he has to get rid of his metal legs with a parachute. He lands, he's captured by the Nazis. They are all very impressed that this guy has no legs. And to the point that actually Hitler himself was very surprised, because the guy without legs, he was an amazing pilot. So he allowed what they call Operation Legs, that the Allies brought a pair of legs into Nazi conquered territory for this guy. And this guy, even without legs, he not only became this amazing pilot that we said before, he also escaped 7 times from war camps. So he's really a guy who never surrendered. His mindset was tremendous, and I felt very inspired. And precisely because of that, I thought that this kind of inspiring stories about personal overcoming, I think people need them to deal with their struggles and problems in their daily life. So that's why I decided to make this feature movie.
Okay, thank you for this sneak peek. Could you tell us a bit more, like, what is the current status of the project? What do you need to keep it going or developing?
Yeah, so, well, this project, honestly, I think has a really great reception in festivals. Honestly, I don't, not to show off, but it's very American, this way of talking. So actually, it got like more than 30 awards in the last year. For example, it ranked in the top 15% by the Academy Nicole Fellowship for non-produced scripts. Also in Cannes, it was selected to be promoted, so cast for producer in Cannes film market. But still, I'm an aspiring writer, so it's always hard to find producers, especially when we are talking about a movie that I'm not thinking that it will be super expensive, but of course we are talking about high budget, medium budget movie, and these movies always take years to be made. So at this stage of my life, of the project, I would love to count on someone who take me seriously, who believe in my potential as a writer. So I'm looking for representation, for an agent, a manager. I have also other 7 projects that also have done very well in festivals. So this is not my first sample. I would love to find an agent, a manager. Actually, I thank you very much for for this short interview because it can be helpful in that sense. Or even
Yeah.
I will be open, of course, to meet like a producer who will be willing to do this story about a British national hero, and I think that it can be an inspiring person for everybody in the world.
Mhm. Okay, so hopefully you will find that. Now ACE is active in our online marketplace, and we wish you the best of luck, of course. Thank you again for coming in, and congratulations.
Thank you very
So
much.
yeah,
This is
thank you,
very helpful
Jacobo.
for the networking. Goodbye.
Have a nice day. Bye.
You too.
Thank you very much to all of you who have connected to this live event. And again, congratulations to both Leah and Jacobo. Remember that the call, the projects of the month for this month of June is currently open and closes on the 30th, sorry. Also, very important, the final deadline for our TV pilot screenwriting contest closes tomorrow, June 16th. So don't miss that out. In order to not to miss any of our calls, you can follow us on social media and remember to regularly check the open call section you would find right here above on the platform. Also remember that with the new Full Access subscription, you can register all the projects you want for all the calls of the year for 1 year. So yeah, until next time. And now we're going with the Spanish projects. Ahora vamos con los proyectos en español, The Projects of the Month de mayo. Así que vuelvo a presentarme un poquito. Soy Marta Serrán, de nuevo, Project Manager de Film Market Hub, y es un placer daros la bienvenida otra vez a esta presentación de Projects of the Month del mes de mayo. Esta convocatoria es un nuevo formato mensual que está dedicado pues, en exclusiva a los suscriptores de Full Access que tenemos en Film Market Hub. El objetivo básicamente es descubrir nuevos talentos en nuestra comunidad y también promover los proyectos de nuestros suscriptores de Full Access. Estos proyectos seleccionados son invitados a formar parte de nuestro mercado online y también son recomendados vía email a toda la red internacional de empresas de Film Market Hub. Os recordamos que para poder participar en esta convocatoria solamente tenéis que contratar la suscripción Full Access y durante la suscripción, que es 1 año, disfrutaréis de muchas más ventajas, como por ejemplo la inscripción ilimitada de todo tipo de proyectos a todas nuestras convocatorias, sea Pitchbox, Pitch2Pro, concurso de guión, todo. 10% de descuento también en nuestros servicios de script análisis y acceso exclusivo a charlas de training y webinars. Así que ya termino esta presentación y vamos a conocer a los 2 proyectos en español, en habla hispana, de Projects of the Month del mes de mayo. Empezamos con la ganadora de la categoría de Mejor Proyecto de Serie. Hablamos de Lucía Nieto con el proyecto de Historias Escondidas. Ella es de Uruguay. Hola, Lucía.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Hola, muy bien. ¿Y tú?
Muy contenta.
Bueno, primero de todo, enhorabuena. Muchas gracias por venir, por estar aquí con nosotros esta tarde, esta mañana. Y vamos a seguir el mismo formato. Te vamos a preguntar unas cositas que queremos saber un poquito más de tu proyecto. Primero de todo, si nos pudieras contar un poco más sobre ti, cuál ha sido tu trayectoria personal y profesional y cómo has llegado hasta este punto, hasta este proyecto.
Bueno, mi nombre es Lucía Nieto Salazar, soy guionista, directora y productora y hace 10 años que fundé mi productora de cine y de publicidad, Black Fox. Nuestros proyectos los apuntamos hacia el género del suspenso y la fantasía y mis trabajos, han sido premiados y seleccionados en diferentes festivales internacionales como Reencontrés de Toulouse, La Habana, Bafisi, Chicago, entre otros. Soy la guionista y la directora de Historias Escondidas, que es una serie antológica para televisión de 5 capítulos interpretados por mujeres. Es un thriller psicológico fantástico. Básicamente, The Twilight Zone se encuentra con Big Little Lies.
Uh-huh.
Y en cada capítulo, perdóname que ya seguí de largo para contarte el proyecto.
No, adelante.
Pasé a la segunda pregunta de una.
Perfecto.
En cada capítulo hay una mujer con un conflicto que busca solucionar, en donde su mundo interno comienza a repercutir y manifestarse en la realidad a través de sueños, elementos y situaciones extraordinarias que ponen el límite entre la realidad y la fantasía. Se muestran escenarios cotidianos y se cuestiona la normalización de diferentes comportamientos y paradigmas que hemos adquirido e integrado en nuestras vidas como para generar una nueva mirada. Y bueno, se tocan temáticas como la sexualidad femenina, la maternidad, la monogamia, el matrimonio, la soledad. Y bueno, me interesa mucho contar estas historias porque como mujer considero que hay un sinfín de situaciones que se han normalizado socialmente, pero que no significan que sean el camino como hacia el bienestar y la felicidad. Entonces, como que quiero internarme en la psicología profunda de cada mujer para dar a conocer ese micromundo tan particular y enigmático bueno, que habita en cada una de nosotras. Básicamente, eso.
Me parece súper interesante, la verdad. Te hemos perdido... Vale, genial, te hemos perdido un momentito. Me parece muy interesante, la verdad, que des voz a todas estas historias y conflictos. Enhorabuena.
Gracias.
Y nos gustaría también saber en qué estado se encuentra el proyecto o qué necesitaría para pues, seguir avanzando, que siempre va bien.
Bien, bueno, nosotros estamos en etapa de desarrollo, ya tenemos los 5 guiones escritos y estamos buscando financiamiento. Estamos interesados en coproducir con alguna productora más grande que nosotros, como también vincularnos con alguna plataforma o algún canal de televisión que les interese financiar la serie y bueno, distribuirla.
Genial. Pues ojalá se pueda conseguir. Tienes historias escondidas y activa en el mercado online de Free Market Hub y de verdad te deseamos muchísima suerte. Pues ojalá se pueda terminar, se pueda llegar a ver en pantalla porque eso, creo que es muy importante dar voz a estos proyectos también.
Sí, muchas gracias. Y bueno, muchas gracias a Free Market Hub y bueno, esperemos que esta sea una oportunidad como para poder hacer avanzar el proyecto. Muchas gracias.
Poquito a poquito. Gracias, Lucía, por venir y enhorabuena otra vez. Gracias.
Gracias a ustedes.
Vale, pues vamos a pasar ya al último proyecto. Es el ganador de la categoría Mejor Proyecto de Largometraje en Español y hablamos de Sal de mi vida, que está escrito por María Gómez. Tenemos a María por aquí.
Hola,
María.
hola, buenas tardes.
¿Qué tal? Buenas tardes.
Gracias, muy contenta, la verdad, por haber sido elegida en el mes de mayo.
Muchas gracias por participar también, no solo a ti, sino a todos los que nos están viendo, por participar en esta convocatoria. La verdad es que nos gusta mucho cada mes pues, ir viendo y recibiendo estos proyectos y poder tener estas charlitas aquí, que también está muy bien, así un poco más distendido y daros voz y poneros cara también. Así
Sí,
que
está bien,
gracias y gracias por conectarte y venir. Y queremos saber más cosas sobre tu proyecto. Queremos saber más sobre Sal de mi vida, pero primero queremos saber más cosas sobre ti.
Perfecto.
¿Cuál ha sido tu trayectoria? Y si nos puedes contar un poquito más sobre ti.
Sí, claro. Pues a ver, bueno, como ya has dicho, soy María Gómez Juárez, porque es compuesto, y soy la creadora y nada, no, pero no hay problema. Soy la creadora y guionista del largometraje Sal de mi vida. Yo he sido durante mucho tiempo directora de marketing y comunicaciones para una multinacional y que es verdad que la creación de pequeñas piezas audiovisuales o la escritura de guiones para vídeo corporativo pues han formado parte de mi trabajo, pero fue en el año 2019, prepandemia, cuando decidí darle un giro a mi vida profesional. Y bueno, pues después de una serie de formaciones con profesionales y con ciertos profesionales del sector, pues empecé a escribir guiones de ficción. Y bueno, la verdad es que estoy bastante satisfecha porque, bueno, aparte de esta selección que me habéis hecho en este mes de mayo, también fui semifinalista de vuestro concurso internacional de pilotos de televisión del año 2020. Con la serie Rapaces, que luego posteriormente fue también seleccionado para Ideas para Producir del clúster audiovisual galego en el año también 2020. Además también he sido finalista en otros concursos de guión como el Daroca, Prison Film Festival o también rodando en Jaén recientemente con un guión de cortometraje. Bueno, pues ya estoy metida aquí a tope en lo que es el guión de ficción y, bueno, pertenezco a CIMA Mujeres Cineastas, a la asociación. Y eso es lo que puedo decir sobre mí.
Estupendo.
Ahora ya, si queréis, sobre el proyecto.
Claro, por favor, si nos puedes contar un poquito más sobre Sal de mi vida, de qué
Perfecto.
trata, un poco de
Pues,
información.
a ver, es un género curioso porque combinan por un lado drama, terror, es drama histórico, terror, algo de thriller. La verdad es que es un poco mezcla, que yo creo que atractiva, la verdad, pero bueno, un poco mezcla. Se ambienta en España, concretamente en la Manga del Mar Menor, en la Murcia costera de las Marismas y las Salinas, a finales de los años 70, en un momento de plena expansión inmobiliaria. Como en el proyecto de Jacobo, también yo tengo aquí pilotos. Es una militar americana que llega a las Salinas de San Pedro del Pinatar, a la base aérea de San Javier, acompañando a su marido y buscando un nuevo comienzo para ella y su familia, ya que, bueno, ella ha sufrido recientemente la muerte de una de sus hijas y se siente culpable. Ella, bueno, busca este nuevo comienzo, pero el espíritu de una niña que murió trágicamente en ese lugar, en el lugar donde ellos ahora mismo se alojan, pues va a interferir en sus planes. Yo creo que es interesante porque está basado en un caso real, histórico, que a partir del cual ya ficciono todo lo demás, que es la incautación de la empresa salinera por parte de los jornaleros. Y bueno, ese es el punto de partida para generar el conflicto que va a resultar en la muerte de esa niña en los años 40, en ese momento, bueno, en 1936 realmente, en ese momento de preguerra donde hay tanta conflictividad sociopolítica. Y bueno, la verdad es que partir de ese punto de realidad en algo que luego es muy fantástico en su desarrollo, me parece que le da al proyecto un matiz muy, muy interesante. No sé, os cuento un poquito, si queréis, del guión. Como he dicho, es una militar americana recién llegada a la base. Sufre el duelo por la reciente muerte de su hija en un accidente de tráfico, accidente del que se siente responsable y que le está llevando hacia el alcoholismo. Ella se encuentra mal en ese lugar y no solamente porque sea extranjera y por el dolor que sufre, sino porque, pues eso, porque hay una serie de fenómenos extraños en la casa donde se aloja.
Ujú.
Ella pues iniciará una investigación que le llevará, bueno, pues a descubrir quiénes fueron los habitantes de la casa, cuáles fueron las circunstancias de sus muertes en ese verano del 36.
Ujú.
Y bueno, ella se va viendo poco a poco involucrada en esa trampa que le ha tendido el ente, sin saber realmente que solucionando este crimen del pasado se va a reconciliar ella con el suyo propio. Y poco más, así sin hacer
Chulo.
spoiler.
Que me gusta, me gusta.
Mm.
Y hablando del estado del proyecto,
Sí.
¿en qué fase te encuentras? ¿Qué es lo que necesitas? ¿Qué necesitarías?
Pues a ver, el proyecto ya ha sido validado por varios profesionales de la industria. De hecho, ha pasado por una asesoría vuestra, un script análisis de Film Market Hub, pero también ha pasado por los encuentros de apoyo a proyectos emergentes, que es una iniciativa muy bonita de la Delegación de Guión de CIMA Mujeres Cineastas. Por eso yo creo que bueno, está en un momento bastante maduro. Actualmente hay interés por una pequeña productora independiente que se llama Penca Producciones, con la que tenemos, bueno, tengo entre manos otros proyectos como guionista. Y la verdad es que, bueno, estamos buscando un productor grande, experimentado, preferentemente en desarrollo y producción de proyectos de terror o de drama histórico, porque, bueno, pues sabemos que el terror es caro de hacer y bueno, nos gustaría ese productor que se encargara de liderar el desarrollo del proyecto, buscar financiación, etcétera. Es cierto, por ejemplo, que bueno, que podría ser, es una historia que, independientemente de que está basada en un hecho real, puede adaptarse a muchos lugares donde haya simplemente conflicto social y salinas. Y creemos que, bueno, pues que puede ser desde Navarra, con el atractivo fiscal que tiene, Canarias, México, que tiene unas salinas impresionantes, Argentina, no sé. Creo que, bueno, que es un proyecto atractivo con potencial internacional, además, no sé, a ver si hay suerte y alguien se interesa.
Pues esperamos. Sí, esperamos que encuentres algún productor que os ayude a tirar este proyecto un poco hacia adelante, aunque lo tenéis ya bastante apañado. Y bueno, actualmente Sal de mi vida ya se encuentra activo en el mercado de Field Market Hub. Y nada, pues solo me queda decirte que muchas gracias otra vez por venir, por contarnos tu proyecto y os deseamos muchísima suerte.
Muchas gracias.
Así que gracias, María.
Gracias.
Y nada, me queda poco. Solamente agradeceros que os habéis conectado a este directo, a los que estáis viendo esto en diferido. Felicidades otra vez a los proyectos seleccionados. Recordamos que la convocatoria de Projects of the Month de este mes de junio termina el próximo día 30, así que aún tenéis 15 días. Para no perderos ninguna de nuestras convocatorias, os animamos a que nos sigáis en redes sociales y hagáis interacción con nosotras. Y os recordamos también que chequéis regularmente la sección de convocatorias que encontraréis en nuestra plataforma. Recordad también que con la nueva suscripción Full Access podéis presentar todos los proyectos que queráis a todas las convocatorias que queráis durante un año natural entero. Así que nada, muchísimas gracias por estar aquí y nos vemos el mes que viene. No sé si quedan algunos proyectos por aquí. Leah had to leave, but I'm sure there's some people here just to wave goodbye. Así que nada, muchísimas gracias a todos por estar aquí y nos vemos muy pronto. Hasta luego.